She's online. Yeah, that's right.
No problem. Now, there we are. There we are. Record time. Robbie said he was going to be, she said she was going to be here at 5:30, but you caught me. Smart. Yeah. Yeah, it's too much. Me too. Yeah, it was good. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Good on her for giving herself a week to work on a novel. That's like a treat. You know? Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. Yeah, she did. I think so. Yeah. And her husband wasn't well either. I don't think her husband was well either for a while there. So I don't know. No. Well, Victoria's coming too. That's good. Haven't seen her for a while. And Vicki. Yeah. Oh yeah. They came for the art parade thing. Right? At the art rave.
Oh, the art rave thing.
They came for that.
We were here for art rave.
Yeah.
And you were here. It's like 3 times in 3
I know.
weeks. I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to rent one of your rooms pretty soon.
That's right. Well, I got it. Awesome. Absolutely. So Joyce's iPad is much better. Oh, we had that's right. And that was fun.
Yeah,
Well, you said
that was there's Robbie.
that was their
Hey Robbie.
Art Rave said. Hello, welcome. Art Rave said that was their best ever. Yeah.
Oh.
You started it. You said which one? I'm just saying. It is a thing.
That was that young kid who played the guitar. He started it.
No, you started it.
Yeah, no, he started it. I was after him.
Well, then that young kid.
Yes,
Tone.
that was it.
I got something to tell you. So big announcement that Arts Council. Did you see?
No. I meant to read it and I didn't get to it. What did they say? Yeah.
It used to be Garrett, and then it was,
Yeah.
I used to be very involved, and I was
bet.
on Christmas and
Yeah.
post-COVID, that happened. We did
Yeah. Place. Yeah. Good idea. That's creative thinking. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It would. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
She was right at, like, right when we walked in, she was like the first table to the side. And everybody that I walked by, or everybody that walked by me, I guess, had something from her. Welcome back. And of course she comes and she's all like regal and she's like totally on it. And I still don't know. It's still like it's never changed. Yeah, so they put us in this like this alcove and then she was like, I feel like and she was energy to call in people like to come in here, but I did okay, but you just have to be so I did usually this is your spot. I want to be on the main floor, right? And she was like, oh, listen,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it'll definitely do it. I like Lynn, she was like,
Oh yeah.
do something different, and I want
Yeah.
do you mind texting?
And just see whether he's planning to read or yeah.
No.
Chris doesn't have video on or audio, so yeah. But I'll check with.
Hello, hello, hello. One,
Hello.
two, three, four, five. Is it coming through okay? Sure.
Say welcome and say hello, Zoomland.
Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Can you say hello, Zoomland?
Doodads, whatever. We can continue to chat all you like. Is it
No, no.
is it working well?
Need a little more volume, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Excuse me, Robbie Van.
Robbie Van.
Could you please say hello to the Zoomers and say, can you hear us clearly?
Ask the people in Zoomland if they can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear.
Oh,
Yeah.
says yeah.
Can you hear me online?
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
We're good out there.
Okay, very good.
Check, check, check. Check. Check, check. Hello, Zoomers. Can you hear Char okay?
Yes, yes.
Perfectly well.
Oh, hi, Atma. I heard
Hi.
you very clearly. Okay, good. Okay.
Chris is Kathleen. Sorry.
Is your screen on?
Yes. Hi, Kathy. I can hear you.
Can't see you.
No,
No.
we can't hear you. You're muted.
We can see Kathy, but not hear her.
Yeah. 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 As soon as the camera came on, I figured it out.
Okay. And then you can change my name to your name.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, they'll change it.
Are you sure?
No, they sometimes change my name.
Let's see participants.
Or you can put
Rename.
Kathleen.
Rename.
Kathleen. Okay.
Gotta help her.
All right, now, gotta turn this on so we can hear people.
Okay, now we can put it on big.
Yes.
You already.
There. Okay. Oh. What happened to the audio?
You're still there.
Uh-oh.
Hear you,
Oh, I can see
Kathleen.
Leslie
Doesn't have any-
talking.
Oh, no. Well, where's...
We can hear you, Kathy.
You can hear me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You're
you.
loud
We
and
can
clear,
hear you.
Kathleen.
I can see you, I can hear you. But I can't touch you.
Oh, my God.
This computer got a touch control.
What?
I'm muting.
So Chris, this is his new computer, and he didn't realize he had that little tab to switch the camera on and off. And it is nearly invisible. It's not even as, as easy to find as on my computer.
Wow.
They
First
want
I've
people-
ever heard of that.
They want people to leave the camera on all the time so that AI.
You're right. You're right. So they make it very hard to find the thing that turned it off.
Yeah.
But now that you've got it, Kathleen, it'll be easy to do, right? You
Yes.
know where it is. Just
Yes.
yeah. So switch it off whenever you're not zooming.
But it's not my computer. I mean, I'm just a guest here.
Ah,
Mhm.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
Where are you, Kathy?
Oh, I'm at Chris's house, my son's house
Yeah.
in Vancouver.
Oh, you're in Vancouver with your
Yeah,
son.
David
Nice.
and I are in two different houses in Vancouver.
Oh, David
Which
is in Vancouver
normally
too?
We're in the same house in Gibsons, although we live in two different houses in
Yeah,
Gibsons
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Lots of different houses.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get that.
It sounds luxurious to have just like 4 houses between the two of you.
But what a... Who was it that phoned?
What?
Oh, Maddie phoned.
Who phoned?
Oh.
And yourself?
Yeah.
Somebody, David's daughter phoned to try and help solve the problem.
Mm. Nice.
Oh.
It's getting close.
I
Oh.
have an eternal cold, so I might have to turn my mic off so I don't cough through the
especially the last.
Oh, nice to see Jennifer's back.
From 60
Evening.
to 71.
Good evening.
To 71, that felt like maybe a couple of years at the most.
Leslie's awake?
No,
No, Leslie's asleep.
I was in such a deep sleep when the alarm went off.
Oh,
Hi, Lesli. I had asked Kathleen to make sure you knew the time changed.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I figured it out since I messed up last year.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
I was worried about you. Yay.
Hey, Char, can I do a screen share when the time comes?
Sure, I'll set it up now.
Thank you.
Leslie, do you usually go back to sleep afterwards, or do you just stay up after
Me?
Electric Mermaid? Yeah.
Yeah, I usually go back to sleep, but today I have to. My husband's going to a rehab today, so we have to leave the house around 10 or 9:30. So I don't. When it's over, it's about 5 o'clock in the morning here.
Mm-hmm.
So I get maybe 3 hours more sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Such a commitment. Like, I really enjoy that you zoom in from Germany, right? Is where you live. Yeah. Where in Germany do you live?
In North Germany. We live in a farming village, but it's not that far from the city of Hamburg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're able to take advantage of the cultural things in Hamburg, but we live ourselves in the village.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy knows our village.
Yeah. A wonderful
Sounds
village.
nice. I think it's nice to have both. Like,
Yeah,
a little bit on the coast too, like to be not too far from Vancouver and
Yeah.
right.
You gave them a healing, they gave you a healing.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like my daughter was, she played the main role in Lion King. If we hadn't been, so we were able to. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're close enough to the city that we can still take advantage of under the city. And so,
Where instead of taking just one tiny little scoop, you take three.
Jennifer, it's Char, and do you want to try screen share? Make sure it works?
How's that look?
Works perfectly. Thank you. You can always maximize it to make it bigger, but the share works. Thank you.
Perfect.
Let's face it, it's a great communicator.
Totally.
Good source of all life.
Oh, yeah. Where would we be without music?
Do you microdose or anything?
No. But I did mushrooms back in the day, when I was much younger and I wasn't spiritually awake. But I had some interesting experiences doing that.
It does wake you up spiritually.
Yeah.
The universe has to speak to you.
Yeah. I felt that presence out there, Yeah.
Does it close down your eyes?
Well, Leslie, I had to get up at 4 a.m. About 3. I got up at 20 minutes after 3 this morning.
why?
Well, because we had to take the early ferry, the 6:20, because David's daughter had graduated today.
Oh,
Went to her
wow.
graduation. She got her Bachelor of Education.
Wow. Where is she? Tell her to show her face so we can congratulate her.
No, I think she's got her first. Oh, there she is! Yay! Congratulations, Maddie.
Congratulations. Wow.
It's wonderful to go to university graduations now because they've made them so much centered on the graduate. And it's so people friendly and everybody's happy. It's not like they used to be.
No, but I think
It's really much better. The world is changing for the better.
Okay.
Some people are trying to stop it.
did Char bring in the timer yet? No.
Thanks, Leslie.
I'll have to tell Hannes Michael. He'll be so happy for you too.
Oh, that's right, because Leslie knows Hannes Michael.
No,
I mean, Lesli. I mean,
Leslie sure
Maddie.
does, but I do
I know him, but she does too.
Hello, Victoria.
Hey, Victoria. Yeah.
Oh,
And the teacher as well. Multitasking. Hey, Jane.
where's Carl? Is Carl here? Is Carl here again or not?
Carl's at Bulldogs tonight.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
oh dear.
I had my COVID vaccine last night, so I feel a bit woozy.
Oh,
I hope I'll be okay.
what you woozy from?
What?
COVID.
Oh,
Why?
COVID vaccine. It always makes me a little bit out of
Oh,
it. Yeah. So,
oh, vaccine.
mm.
Yeah, I'm a bit woozy because I got up so early, and then
Oh yeah.
when we weren't at graduation, we were celebrating the graduation.
Right, of course. Congratulations, by the way. That's such a big moment. Like,
Yeah, it's nice, nice.
I was teaching writing. Yeah.
nice when children
Yeah.
have those milestones in their lives, and you can share them. Like,
Yes.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice graduation because all the people, all the adults there, I mean, all the people, parents, different family, I mean, they were all so happy.
Test your metal.
Yeah.
And the kids, I mean, they're quite adult, but they were all happy.
Yeah, I can believe it's.
Yeah, it's a happy event. And it's good the
Yeah.
institutions do it right now. I'm
Yeah.
just so glad.
Which college was it? Or
It's UBC.
UBC, oh yeah.
Yeah. So they've changed for the better.
Oh, good.
I mean, I didn't go to my UBC graduation because, I mean, the professor said, don't bother because they won't even say your name. They're just going to point to a bunch of people sitting down and say, and I confer your degree.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And that was for the PhD. And they
What,
still
for a
wouldn't say my
PhD?
name. Yeah, they still
Really?
wouldn't say my name.
That's horrible.
Yeah, they wouldn't say anybody's name. The professor said, well, they don't do it. And I thought, well, okay, then I'm not going.
Right.
But they've changed now, which is good, much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my youngest daughter missed hers because it was COVID, so they couldn't have anything. Which was such a weird thing to graduate and like have nothing, like just like it's over now. Like they should at least have done something afterwards, I think, but they didn't.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Can you up the volume for me? Because I'm a bit. Oh, good.
So you can just zero it and just start when they start, and then when it hits 5. Yeah, and so on the reading list there, it tells you how many.
Carl's not here tonight.
When Char gives us the go-ahead. Okay, go ahead. We got it. Check.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Char's Landing and the Electric Mermaid with the wonderful Char as our host. Say hello, Char. She's always been so good for the whole community.
Thank you, Char.
And our, I guess you're the host, aren't you? Yes, the host. Yeah. That's Derek Hanebury. Did I say that correct?
Close enough.
Close enough. 30 years as a teacher in creative writing at North Island College. So I'm learning all of this as I go. So, I guess we're ready, are we, for the first reader?
We're ready to roll, Robbie. Thank you.
We're looking for Peter Paul Van Camp via Zoom on Denman Island.
Just before we get started with Peter there, I'll just say a couple of words. Thank you, Peter. Welcome, everyone. We've got a good crowd here at Char's and a good crowd as always online, so looking forward to this evening. I think we're going to have a great set of readings, and we've got Robbie Wenn as our feature tonight. So he's double dutying. He's Carl, he's feature, he's moderator, he's everything. Sorry. That's what I meant. And anyway, so we're going to have a good evening. We're also coming to you from the unceded territory of the Petcheseth and Sishat First Nations. We're grateful to them and their ancestors for sharing their land with us. And grateful, of course, always to Char for hosting us and to Sheila for feeding and watering us. And we'll get right down to it now, going out to Zoomland first, and Peter Paul Van Camp is waiting in the wings there. Good evening, Peter.
Hello, Derek. Hello, all. Nice to see everybody. And thanks for putting me on first, because I do have to tear away to another engagement the moment I'm finished here. I have my coat at my knees. So I'm going to read 2 poems, if I can do it. This first one takes place in Montreal, although it never actually took place. The reason it has Montreal as its purported location is that, 53 years ago this week, I began my career as a reader of verse in that city. And when I began performing in Montreal, people would sometimes say to me, well, you're no Leonard Cohen, but okay, go ahead. So here's the thing. Now, Leonard Cohen used to come to the McGill campus occasionally. This was years after he'd been an undergraduate there. And he would lecture or read poems or play his guitar. So I imagined myself one day coming across the McGill campus, passing the Arch building there, and there's Leonard Cohen with a crowd admiring him all the flinders. So I came up with this. This is called, Do I Dare to Eat a Peach? I was a nervy kid, and I wondered if I would have had the gumption to walk up and say these words. Why, say, I wonder, Mr. Cohen, could I borrow your crowd? I'd admire to regale them, if it were to be allowed. I shouldn't keep them very long. I'd hope to leave them wowed. So I wonder, Mr. Cohen. He wonders, Mr. Cohen. I do wonder, Mr. Cohen, could I borrow your crowd? Well, I was going to leave it there, but then I showed this to a friend, and he said, you could also accost other poets out of the past and see what they would say. I thought about it a moment, and I said, you mean like this? And thus, beg pardon, Mr. Coleridge, would I be an albatross if I hung about your gathering here and hankered for applause? Or, I've tiptoed in, Miss Dickinson. I know you like things quiet, but if I were to contribute, do you feel your friends would buy it? Or, oh, Mr. Poe, I've come tapping at your chamber door. Gosh, I hope you weren't napping. Okay if I take the floor? Then what would Sandburg say, or Shelley? How would Gertrude Stein respond? Likewise Blake or Ferlinghetti, would they beckon from beyond? What of Wordsworth wandering lonely? Might he hearken did I call? Would Lord Tennyson say anything? say anything at all? And now, good gracious, Mr. Ginsburg, 'twould make my day complete should you acquiesce to letting me sit in amongst the beats, for I too can go it lively, snapping fingers, that's my meat. And so, good gracious, Mr. Ginsburg, good gracious, Mr. Ginsburg, be spacious, Mr. Ginsburg, spacious, Mr. Ginsburg, let's face it, Mr. Ginsburg, I'm loquacious, Mr. Ginsburg, and audacious, Mr. Ginsburg, won't you, beatniks, kindly take a seat, and make it snappy, please, all right. And so, with all of this foregoing, and the way the wind is blowing, and look how your crowd is growing, Mr. Cohen, dare I speak? Well, I can just imagine him looking at me very kindly and thinking it over and saying, maybe not this time. Anyhow, here's the, years ago when I was writing all those Peter Paul Van Camp on a Bicycle at 70 poems, I only got up to a certain number here at Char's, and so I'd like to read you. The last one I read was number 53. Here's the one that followed. Peter Paul Van Camp on a Bicycle at 70, number 54. The experts tell us all roads lead to Rome. That's why I always fetch along a snack. And every day when I am leaving home, I trust the ravioli that I pack will be enough to hold me coming back. So far, I've never eaten what I brought. It must be Rome is farther than I thought. That's written in rhyme royal. That's what Chaucer used to use. And Leonard Cohen was always experimenting with different verse forms. And so I was inspired by his example to write this one. And now, by George, gotta go. I should tell you also that Mark Wannick can't be here this evening because he had a wisdom tooth extracted and he's feeling the effects. Hope he'll be back next time, and so will I in December. I hope. So I'd love to stay, but I just can't. So good evening, and thanks so much for hearing me out. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Peter. And make sure you come in December. It's members' night. Remember, no time limits.
You betcha.
Let you down, have some fun.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Now we're switching to right in-house here with Victoria Roscoe-Roumanis, one of my favorite people. Come on up and read for us, please.
All right. Let's hear it for Victoria.
Yes, well, a little bit taller than me, I think. Hello. It's not on. Hello? 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 Is it coming through? Can I be heard?
I think let's
just... Doesn't sound like it's on.
You're the first one, so just please talk. Yeah, talk.
Okay, I'll just keep on talking and...
what do you think? Is everybody hearing it okay out there?
I'm reading.
Little more volume out there.
I'm reading
okay.
From my book tonight.
We got thumbs up out in Zoom land, but
okay.
Here in house we need a little louder.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to read from my book tonight because I've had a long spell of not really getting down to writing anymore. I'm really frustrated with myself. But anyway, I just chose a few tonight because I really wanted to be here. And, well, here I am. So the first one's called 1960s, A Time for Change. Cancer hit hard and strong, claimed her body after diagnosis. Mum died, her last breath taken with 3 daughters by her side. Father missing, distance from her by many troubled years. The demon in the bottle took him away from all of us. He was loved with a child's heart, hated, missed to hide, and wished away. That's first one. The next one is called The Austrian Gypsy. Only a memory now, facial features veiled by time, but the memory of his body lingers. Sunburned skin, weathered, the smell of wood smoke on its clothes. Strong arms supporting his guitar, skilled fingers racing over the strings. The life, depth, and wildness of his voice as he moved close to her table, looked into her eyes as he sang. He drew her desire for him as he implied he desired her. Come with me, he whispered in her ear during the applause. Danger signals rang in her head, crisscrossed with the enchantment of this earthy, sensual gypsy. To step outside into the night in Austria, a country she had only known for a day, with this tempting stranger. She was young, only 19, yet not a fool. But her heart went with him for a while when he left, and his memory arouses excitement still. And the last one, it's called Time to Think. When the words won't come, she struggles to be understood, trapped within her memory, pictures of yesterday. Yesterday, when one day seemed as long as 7, time to lie in the wheat field, hear the breeze through golden ears, like an ocean swell. So much freedom. Age had not shown its challenges, nor its furrows. There were years of time then, the end never contemplated. Yet today the mirror returns a different image. It's time to think, said Alice. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. You had a lot more restraint at 19 than I would have. Good on you. All right. All right. Thank you, Victoria. Always good to hear your poetry and get those images and get uplifted and feel the feelings. So I'm going to give you a challenge, Victoria. I want you to write the story now. What if you had gone with that gypsy? All right, it's time for our feature reader, and Robbie Wenn is stepping up to the podium there and adjusting the microphone up to her height. Thank you, Robbie. And so for those of you who don't know Robbie, she's our local transgender woman who writes entertaining and thought-provoking verse, often with political undertones, sensual overtones. Occasionally. And she sings like a dream as well, so we're so grateful to have you here taking the stage for a good long session tonight for 20 minutes. And then if you've got any questions for Robbie afterwards, we'll open up the floor for Q&A. Take it away, Robbie.
Good evening. I've had a... Yes? Okay. How's that better? Can you hear me, everybody? Okay.
Zoomland, yes, we got thumbs up there too.
Good evening. I've been living here about 6 years now, and I'm very happy about what a nice population we have here. The community is just fabulous. Really kind people. They smile. They have time to chat with you. So it's a great place for an artist to come out and be herself. I had some magic mushrooms, some Liberty Bells, in my soup the other day. And oh my God, I was channeling this amazing energy and a vibration at another level. It was like a lighthouse in the darkness. It just came through me. It feeds me. And I'm always really in a wonderful space when I try magic mushrooms. I started them probably when I first started coming out. And it was one of my first spiritual experiences, and having it shuts down the me center in the brain so that you can hear what the universe has to say, and it seems to leak in and just give you this wonderful feeling and this knowing that what we see in the human world, a lot of it is just a lie, a sheen, something that really shouldn't concern us, especially all the anger and hatred that we see in politics and so forth. Is try and get away from that and try to feel the earth speak to us. We started, witches and people started using magic mushrooms from the day we were cave people. So as far as I'm concerned, a lot of scientists agree that it creates evolution, and the magic mushroom is the only thing that can escape the atmosphere with its spores. And those spores are in the solar winds, and they're ready to seed the next planet that's ready for life. So I always called mushrooms God's breath. So for me, it's an amazing thing to have that in my life, and I utilize them very much when it's this time of the year when they're all blooming. Enchantress of the forest deep, all at once, where beauty sleeps, the herb of God doth touch her lips, and magic sleep, of which she sips. Call me not to evil's hour, the worlds of love and touch, the den of dare I would not weather. The pain is way too much, and my heart is but a magic balloon that lifts and is never strayed, and it lifts to God within my eye, and here within she stays. Bind me instead to the wealth of forgiveness, the joys of the forest, and all that it gives us, the want of joy that sings through the self, and the wealth of a story where once there was naught. Doesn't rhyme, but it feels good. Minstrels and mystics and witches on broomsticks, spelling out powers with mushrooms that she picks. The glory comes calling as the magic arrives, for princes and princesses, and the blue sky new bride. The closet is a dark place, and I really need to shine. And the magic comes alive inside, within me all the time. I finally see and follow my heart in the daring of forbidden love. And there within, she displays her art with the gift of God above. Oh, the shadow falls away as the light is burning bright, a joyous wealth of laughter and words, creation's third eye sight. And the Spirit smiles and calls to me, beauty fills my mind. Open your gifts, you are truly blessed for what you will now find. Twinkle me to heaven, call me to the light, breathe me part, and take the lies, the love will come to fight. And the new dawn that is breaking, another day begun, and there within the verse of yours, you are the chosen one. Now, the star maker arose from a seat to meet the performer. Agog at her music, her presence and her storytelling skills, I am wonderstruck. Still, she said, there is more amazing music in heaven and earth. Thus, when the Spirit enters, let go. And oh, what a sweet, sweet insanity in music, a fantasy of thoughts and dreams that interlaces with a chord, a notable net for my emotions and a balm for the real. I become captured in its essence, like a cocoon or a womb, and I develop in the vibrations. I feel the passions rise to a crescendo, then follow the weave, a tapestry of life into the melody of love. I'm an artist of words and a poet of music. I follow the muse, saw the light break through the shell of my cocoon as I spread my wings and flew into the glory of it all. The muse, she leads me ever onward, and music is my love, my life, and my greatest passion is bearable because of music. What flows through my pulse is a beat of life. What flows through my brain is the universal language of the soul, of passion. The music fills the spaces between and enters creation's wonder. It blooms in the garden of your mind. Oh, a butterfly is free to fly, and music is the lift of emotion. The harder my life, the more miraculous my music. Thank you so much. Now, I have written a few pieces called Edgeworld as well, and this is Edgeworld 2, part of the Edgeworld book that I will eventually write. They gathered round their pile of six, used the sun for fuel, bartered for their worldly goods the art of every deal. The wandering minstrels would tell their tales of dragons and of men, and the wizards raged their spells of angst, signed by blood and pen. The crystal tower standing tall, complete with golden throne, the penthouse floor a monument of all that wealth can own, and on the street the rabble roar, placards held up high, a self-made king and a fascist scheme, the host of hate and lies. The devil's in the details, read between the lines. It's all about the ready cash the poor can only dream and lie. The world of woes and trouble is banging at your door. The market's hot, there's blood on the street. Just watch the nations fall. Tumbling dice, the roll of fate, a cast of history, this time and date, the need of many, the power of few, for the want of heroes just like you. Lightbringer, cast aside the shadows of doubt, burn bright. End the darkness of anger and hate, be born twice. Naked before the Creator, O bearer of gifts, the blessings of truth is a song of freedom and joy written in the language of love. The Spirit lives within you. Your sword is your pen. Triveratus is the balance, for a queen of the elves delivering gathers the Edgeworld legions, leading us to victory in the final hours. We may perish by the millions, and still there is no retreat. The king of lies laughs at our pain and calls for his favorite whore as the tumbling dice roll our fates. We are in the hands of the gods and the demons, and may Lady Luck have your back. Would you sell your soul for a fix? A little squirt of paradise? A roller coaster of emotions on the road of a lifetime, letting virtues fall away in the winds of war? We run the rapids of society, muddied waters, and survive day to day, year to year. Morals don't feed starving people unless applied to the few who would help the many. Try to find a good one here. Here's one a little bit different. Titillate and tantalize, a masticating dream. Dance upon the edge of time, sensual the theme. Your world is in a twist of fate, all dust upon the wind. Play within the bounds of joy, desire and touch again. Dare is deliverance found inside the shell. outraged me, locked inside someone else's spell. Redeeming love, the cooped one, I at last found my way. Love is a cream I lavish on and ply nearly every day. I am passion ate and sense you all, desire with a flare, a temptress and a tigress call. Adorned with auburn hair, I'm savior of my own world, where anger has no place. Determine me as a beacon wrapped in a joy filled with happy space. Harmony came charming me. She sang me songs of love, totally disarming me. I felt the gods above. She beamed me up in heaven's sound. I ride the magic dream to be the change to save my world until the final scene. I will do one of my favorite pieces. It's called Calling All Angels, and it's a piece that I wrote when I was living in Parksville, and it goes like this. Calling all angels to the shadow wall, light up the darkness, our backs against the wall. It's time for deliverance, let's measure out the toll. It's the karmic scales of justice that are keepers of the soul. Electric buzz and ozone sparks, scatterhead pod boys, skater parks, splish and splatter, colors in a can. All the pretty boys go running for the man. Bottled as a ting, a huff from the bag, a puff in the alleyway suits the old hag. Corner boys are hustling, working out a deal. Business is a rip-off, always cops a feel. Up pop the Billy boys, bang through the club, push around the manager, which one the thug? Pot-bellied mare, the old boys gang, innocent a victim, someone must hang. Politicians crack whores, party in the night, so rich no jail, naked in the light. The pull from the puppeteer, we do the poor man jig. The learned counsel does a line. The judge enjoys a swig. Sizzle in a copper pan, bacon in a pen. Misery from money meets supports of future's men. Slaughtered, butchered, bred and bound, our death is now on sale. The legacy of Barbary truly has no scale. Angels, not innocence, protects a wayward child. Debts and sins and faults, not theirs, angered, hurt and wild. The burdens of a battered youth, indentured by its birth, slave to its meager existence. The needle knows its worth. The pitter, the patter, the little drops of rain, the fluffing of the pillow, the sweet release of pain, the urgent calls, the strident bells, the squeak of nurses' heels. It's the end of time and the end of the line, and the devil's in the deals. Angels, not innocence, protect the wayward child. Debts and sins and faults not theirs, angered, hurt and wild. The burdens of a battered youth, indentured by its birth, slave to its meager existence. The needle knows its worth. Dungeons and dragons, a hell house of man, franken me oily and fill me with spam. Place me in prison, slop from a pail, drink from the cesspool, for the world is on sale. Calling all angels to the shadow wall, light up the darkness, our backs against the wall. Time for confession, let's measure out the toll. It's the karmic scales of justice that are keepers of the soul, that are keepers of the soul, that are keepers of the soul. Thank you, thank you. When I was in Qualicum Beach, just before COVID hit, I had a band and we were going to go touring, and we were a gender fluid band. I'm transgender. We had a cross-dressing drummer, and we had a dual-spirited guitarist, and my co-sing was polyamorous. And when COVID hit and I saw my bankruptcy future coming up, I did a bunch of mushrooms again. And this time I took 8 grams, which is a heck of a deadly trip. But it's, oh, wow. 3 days I was gone. And I don't know if you remember what it was like when COVID first hit, how quiet it was. There was no plane traffic, no cars on the road, absolutely no sound at all. So I preheated the house. I was by myself. I'm right on the river at the time. And when I got into that space, I took the breaker and I switched it off. And I danced in the moonlight that was streaming through the double doors. And there's a river in front of me and a farmer's field across the way. And I saw a spirit come out of the ground. And it was like, I'd taken Amazonians, and very much the type of mushroom you take gives you that type of spirit and experience. And the Amazonian spirit came up, and it had jungle colors, the dark and light greens that were in there. And there were golden runes floating in the air. It's a great trip, by the way. Golden runes floating in the air. And the next day I was down at the road, down at the river, and I was drawing the river. And that picture is on my truck. It took me 3.5 years to put on there in oil paints. But also at the time, the music started coming through, and I wrote this piece. And it's Alice in Wonderland. How you doing, Alice? Don't you want to stay? How you feeling, Alice? The world has gone away. Why you crying, Alice? These are happy tears. I made it here to Wonderland after oh so many years. I've been tripping here, oh baby. It's all so right and wrong. I've been tripping here, oh honey. Why did it take so long? I've been holding on forever. Thought I'd disappear. Made it here to Wonderland. I'm so glad I made it here. Living in the forest, life amongst the trees. A Cheshire cat is hanging round, sitting at her ease. She said, who are you, Alice, and where are you to go? Alice said, I don't know. Could you give me just a show? And we said, mad as a hatter, it's coming out there. Take a bite of mushroom cake and watch it all appear. The world will colored lights come down, bring you to your God. Everything is down, upside down, of course. I've been tripping here, oh baby, it's all so right and wrong. I've been tripping here, oh honey, why did it take so long? I've been holding on forever, I thought I'd disappear. I made it here to Wonderland after oh so many years. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to hearing the next performer. It's great to have these wonderful poets, writers come together in this great space. Thank you for coming this evening, by the way.
Don't run away there, Robbie. Just stay by the mic there in case anyone has any questions they want to ask you.
Sure.
And thank you so much. That was very
Anyone got
entertaining.
any questions for me?
I am going to start it off. I see the influence of psilocybin in your work, and I'm just wondering, did that really crack you open creatively, or were you always sort of writing and singing? And
What happened was when my father died, and God came and brought a great blue heron in front of my truck as I'm driving away from the crematorium, and I broke. I'd been hiding. I was 57. I'd been hiding my whole life, and I'm so sick and tired of carrying this lie around on my soul all the time. And then when the Great Blue Heron came, I fell apart. And I phoned my therapist or my kids' counselor who worked with gifted people. And for the first time in my life, I sat down with her 3 days later and I said, I feel like a woman on the inside, and I can't stand being me. I'm sick and tired of trying to pretend I'm a male when really I want to be on the bottom, not on the top. And she says, I love being a woman. Why shouldn't you? So then it started beginning, and when I came to the island is when I really went through the transition. Now, I'm 74 today, so that's 17 years now. And I swear to you, island people are the best. I haven't had one person be nasty to me here. Online, yeah, but not in person. So, we've got the best country, the best part of the country, and the best city on the island. So, I mean, nobody should be complaining around here. I'm waiting for the day when nobody has to go on a parade for transgender or for gay people, that it's just accepted. And that's what I'm really hoping for. We see what's happening next door, and I'm talking about Alberta and America, and I'm going, oh my God. I feel like a Jew in Poland waiting for Germany to come and invade. And that's a lot of what this tension that is in the air right now. And I sure hope these Republicans and these conservatives don't get their nails into us anymore. We've had enough, haven't we? I mean, do we really have to go on the streets and say, respect each other? Love each other? Be kind to each other? Your children are out there, and if they're gay or if they're transgender, and you're going to throw hate at them, guess what they're doing? I know how many times I tried to commit suicide. If it wasn't for the kids, I may have gone through with it. So 90% of us attempt suicide, and too many succeed. That's besides the thousands that get slaughtered every year in the world. So, yeah, maybe it's time to just put that hatred aside and say, we've grown beyond that. We're better than that, so. And Vancouver Island's a great start, great example. So thank you very much for that. But as to when I came out, that night after I broke down and I was crying at the side of the road, that night at 3 o'clock in the morning, music opened up and started. I had to get up and I had to write this song. And it's called In the Midnight Hours of Uncertainty. And it's still a piece that I haven't produced, I haven't put out there, but eventually I'm going to put it out there. So it's kind of very personal for me, so I kind of hold it to myself. But, I never wanted to be a spokesperson for transgender people or for anybody. I like to be out in the background a bit. But as you start moving forward and you start standing up for other people, you can see what good you do. Man, you got to do it. You got to do it. But psilocybins open up your brain. They break down the barriers. They're used for PTSD. They're also used for depression. And they're also used for brain damage people that have had brain damage. Alzheimer's, they're experimenting with that as well, and adult onset dementia, because it opens up parts of your brain that you've never used before. And it also, if you've had a stroke or something like that, it will grow new capillaries and new connections within the brain. It helps with that type of thing. So know that these natural herbs and mushrooms and stuff have been around for our health way before the people in white coats came around. And when you start looking at the burning bush and hearing voices, well, guess what, folks? That person was stoned out of their tree. the same, the same as Lourdes. You know, it's there was Salem as well, by the way. Salem with all the witch hunting and killing women. Part of it was political, of course. They wanted the women's lands. But the other part was also that they were eating grain with ergot. And ergot simulates LSD. So you get into this trippy space, and it's great for earth witches because they can feel the spirits come up. But for people that are dark, it brings a different type of spirit. You don't want that in your life. So, but it's very much up to every individual whether or not they partake of these wonderful medicines. And believe me, they are medicines, despite what we've been programmed to think through our lives. In Australia right now, they're fighting very hard to legalize marijuana in a country where marijuana would just go. But that's my view on legalizing mushrooms and marijuana.
Awesome.
So thank you very much.
Well, and thank you, Robbie, for having the courage to be yourself, and that gives the permission to so many other people to be themselves.
Absolutely.
And shouldn't
That's
we
why
all just be ourselves?
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
a wonderful world.
There's no better person to be themselves than you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you are honest to yourself and your sexuality, and let's face it, sexuality is here. It's not down in the gender, it's here. It's how we think. And when I was in the womb, I was deluged with DES, diethylstilbestrone. I was an experimental baby, and they were giving my mum needles that big and that big around, one in each butt cheek, for 8 weeks. And diethylstilbestrone is made from estrogen and progesterone. So while the brain's growing, it's developing into a female brain, but you've got the male gonads, which don't fit. So you're an intersex person, and there's a lot of us out there. 1% of people are intersex, and quite a few people have both genders within their bodies, the testes as well as having the ovaries. So, you know, in the old days, they would make you a male if you were born with both sets of genders. Today, they wait for you to grow until you're a little older. But if your children have questions, educate yourself. Go see a counselor with them. Let them find what's safe and good for them, you know. Try not to restrict them, because then you put them into a very difficult situation. And I say that if my child is gay, they're going to get a hell of a lot more support than the straight one, because he's got it easy. Right? So the gay ones need a little bit more support, and transgender especially too. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you, Robbie. All right, we're going back out to Zoomland now and going to Deutschland. Lesli Omohundro Bronczkowsi is waiting there at 5 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, Lesli. How are you?
Good morning. It's quarter to 4. It's quarter to 4.
Quarter to 4. Oh, okay. I was pushing it. It'll be 5 by the time we're done.
It'll be 5 by then, yeah. Right? Yeah. This is a really short story. It's just sort of like, you know, I'm just coming back to be myself after we've gone through such a difficult time in, you know, the past few weeks. And so things are coming back to normal. And this story is just called Everyday Life. She stood at the window and looked over to the neighbor's house. Everything was still. Years ago, they had been friends, visiting each other during the day, talking about this and that, mostly about the children. Then, without drama or reason, it had stopped, and they didn't talk anymore. The friendship had faded, much like the children had drifted out of the house and into their own lives. She wanted to go downstairs and check if he was all right, but she didn't move. For days now, her legs had been aching. If she was honest, Her whole body hurt whenever she moved too much. It felt easier just to stand here at the window, perfectly still, because then nothing hurt. That was, of course, a massive understatement. Pain had settled inside her after everything that had happened. It felt as though her worries had slipped into her body instead of her mind. They knew she needed her thoughts to stay clear, to keep functioning. So they stayed away from her mind, which surprised her. She even slept well most nights. Sometimes she would wake and reach out to check whether he was still breathing, but mostly she didn't lie awake worrying. Her worries simply chose another route. They took over her body instead. Downstairs, the television was running again. She doubted he was watching anything. Ever since he'd come home, he spent hours sitting in front of it, but when she joined him, she often found him asleep. She was grateful for that. The doctor said sleep was good for the brain, that it healed best when resting. She wondered whether her own brain healed at night, or whether it remained on constant alert. Everyone was focused on him, and rightly so, but she felt as though her mind, or whatever one wanted to call it, had endured just as much. It had recorded everything, every change in his breathing, every doctor's report, every warning and reassurance. And in the end, she simply nodded, smiled, and thanked them for their time. She turned away from the window. She should probably go downstairs and make him a coffee. He had never drunk coffee before, but now he seemed to live off it. He would be waiting for her. She didn't care much for television. She preferred the quiet companionship of a window or a book, but he seemed to wait for her to sit beside him and lean her head against his shoulder, just like in the old days. Sometimes she would even close her eyes and fall asleep.
Wow, it's a whole novel in the story behind that. I think that was really engaging and intriguing to hear that, Lesli. Thank you for sharing that story. Interesting.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right, and we're coming back in-house now. Robbie, you want to announce our next one?
You betcha. It's, I believe it's Gail?
Werner?
Werner.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And she's here in-house, and we're going to get to...
He.
He. Sorry, my mistake. How do you pronounce your first name?
Werner. Swiss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've gone from Deutschland to Switzerland now.
Oh, right on. Great country, by the way, Switzerland.
All right. Is this a book from Mooly Gooly Publishing?
Yeah, that's right.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's what it is.
All right.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here and come on a short notice too, actually, so I really appreciate that. And I wrote this book in 2020 when just before COVID. I didn't really think COVID would take off so badly, but I had a tour planned to promote the book, and it went all down the drain, so the book has never been on the market, really. So anyway, it is a book about my life. It's like a kind of an autobiography, incorporating a sailing trip around the world that took about 6 years. And that is covered in the uneven chapters. While you read through the book, you run into the even chapters, which describes how I experience my spiritual life, which I call the real life, like where I'm really at, where I am. That is me, myself. So when you read the book, you flip between the life on earth and the real life. So that's how I structured the book. So you have actually 2 books. It's a free book. Anyway, so this section, usually sailing is a joyful thing. You face, danger, but the thing that I learned the most is to really trust myself, to believe in myself, that I can do it, and to be myself. So things that I couldn't find right on earth. And then the connection to my spirit as being really me. And it's like when I live, there is my spirit and there's my body. That's how I live. It's kind of the way I think. It's like when you buy a sailboat, you buy a boat that fits the journey because you want to experience something. You want to add to your life. What is the challenge? What can I do? And that is the same with my spirit. I got my body. I don't know how I chose that. That's beside the point. But I got my body. I got this to go through this place where we are and experience ourselves. And that is what we kind of add to our karma, karma is kind of, for me, like a hard disk, like a storage place. Like nowadays they have AI that they build huge computers to store everything on Earth that we know about. And that is where my karma, that's how my karma exists. It stores my experience as a human, maybe as another life form. I don't know that, but that's how I think. So, and this thinking has come true while traveling on the ocean for 6 years, mostly solo. I had many hours of meditation where I could just do nothing. And the book is called No Thing. The no thing is also doing nothing, but I call the space where spirit actually lives. That's how I describe where the spirit lives. That's my personal point of view. And how it lives there. So it's a bit at the end, a bit scientific based, but it's quite different than what we read otherwise about spirit. So, however, tonight I would like to just read a small section of the worst part of the trip, because that's more attractive to hear than just talking, about spirits. So, let's start. The journey: Indonesia, mast down, Malaysia. I was nearing the end of my 8th day of sailing on the South China Sea. I had enjoyed one of those easy-going sails, moderate winds from the back and light swells. Magnificent stars glowed overhead as darkness set in, and I began seriously considering writing a book about my journey. Then, at about 1:45 a.m., September 18, 2015, disaster struck. At first, I was completely devastated and psychologically alarmed. Let me explain. Hundreds of boats had passed me while sailing the South China Sea, so I finally relaxed after my last lookout showed only one vessel's light left approaching me. I estimated its distance and set the timer for 10 minutes. I had a little egg timer, I did that. Deciding to go below for some quick shut-eye. A big bang had me jumping from the berth just as the egg timer's bell started ringing to awaken me. Running to the cockpit, I saw that a large unmarked fishing vessel with no flags showing had hit my bow head-on. People were laughing and staring at me while they drifted along my side rail. Though not certain, my first thoughts were that pirates were about to board Princess Del Mar, which is the boat name. I ran below and turned on the engine in hopes of backing off the fishing vessel and avoiding any further damage. While in the cockpit, I looked up to see about 10 strange, sneering faces gazing down on me from their boat. Then suddenly, the fishing vessel pulled away and I was alone. The top of the sagging cockpit cover was resting a fair bit lower than usual. Its supports bent out of shape. 2 windows were smashed, leaving glass splinters everywhere. The sails and boom were hanging over the side, dragging in the water. Lastly, I noticed the mast. It was crushed and stretched across the deck and dropped over the drooping cabin. In short, my boat was in complete chaos, in the pitch darkness of night. There was nowhere to go at that point. During impact, the anchor was deployed, and with it the 150 feet of chain. Its bitter end was still hanging onto the boat. I had no working sails either. So many things raced through my head. There was no sound of the bilge pump running, so no leaks. That was the first conscious thought returning to my mind. My next decision brought me back to square one. So I began solving my one big problem by sorting out the smaller ones.
Thank you, Werner. If that doesn't whet our appetite, nothing will.
Any questions?
That's all good. Thank you. Thank you. Come back and read us some more. I think we need to have a full session on this one sometime.
Yeah, I could do that. I would love to.
Yeah,
actually,
all right.
thank you.
We'll
I got 3 more books, but they're more practical. One is a beekeeping book, which I give courses to here in Port Alberni. And the other one is a homesteading book, which I did for 30 years, both of them. And then the third one is another sailing book where I sailed across the Atlantic with 4 children and a wife.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you, man.
Awesome. Now we're back to Zoom land, and it looks like Jen Wenn.
Good
London,
evening,
Ontario.
Jennifer. How are you this evening?
I'm okay. How's my long lost neighbor?
I'm doing all right. For those of you who don't know, Jen lives in London, Ontario, and after we've been doing this for a few years, she's been coming steadily to Electric Mermaid, and we finally realized that we grew up around the corner from each other. She found my picture in the yearbook and posted it online. It was quite a revolution.
Yeah, it's out there. You've changed, Derek.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, you too.
Yes, so some of us have changed more than others, admittedly.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm going to do a couple of things, and the first is from my most recent book, Here Through the Silence. I'm going to, for this one, I'm actually going to share my screen. This was the screen share I wanted to do. And there it is. Now, this the piece is obviously called Seasonal Suite, and we're at the change of seasons here, kind of going from autumn into winter. So it's got 4 little sections, and I'll just do them, and you can follow around. And there's a physical aspect to this on the page, and there are some linkages in first and last lines, but you may see all that. Spring, welcome at long last, ushering winter into rest after its long labors, herald of warmth and verdure to follow in your wake. Tarry a while and bless us with your freshness and hope. Summer, freshness and hope surges to glorious bloom. Trees burst to osmose, sun in full glory, life's voluptuous high noon. Vernal descendant, infuse us with your flowing power. Autumn, flowing power, bring forth flaming color and groaning harvest. Gift us with your zenithal abundance. Ease from warmth to crisp, cool, then soften to maturity and release. Winter, Maturity and release, guide the sun through its nadir, wrap us in blankets of cold beauty, incubating hidden, waiting life. Rest and transfiguration, welcome at long last. Thank you. So around in a circle. Now, for the second one, now I'll just preface this a bit by saying that there is one of the publications coming out is an online chapbook. So we'll see how this ends up looking. It's from an online journal called Public Reverie, and I think it's coming out this weekend. There are 5 poems that are in it, and I'll do one of them from it. Now, so you may, I'm sure, remember, many of you, one of the most famous poems ever written, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. It's certainly his best known poem, and it's one of the best known of anybody. It's justifiably so. It's an absolutely brilliant poem, and it's standing at a fork in the road sort of thing. And it has, the last 2 lines are the ones that have always stuck with me. I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Brilliant stuff altogether. Anyway, I did a response to that of my own, and my poem is called 2 Roads, and it's after Robert Frost is the epigraph, and it's clearly referencing and modeled after his famous piece. And you'll see how it ties into my own particular journey, probably. I've been to the pivotal proverbial wood, though sunny yellow had slipped to glowering umber, have gazed in doubt and disorientation down my 2 divergent roads, the one expected, ample, the footing worn seductively smooth, the other narrow and festooned with clutching tendrils and upthrust roots. I peered along the first, drawn to a blind bend not noticed before, signposted with nascent voids. The second, still daunted, but now revealed flecks of light through distant undergrowth. With a shiver, I suddenly knew roots and tendrils it must be. The fair seeming way led only to endless shadow. So I took the road far less traveled by, and lived. Thank you.
Nice poem. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, as always. Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. We're back in house now, I believe, Robbie.
We are. It looks like Jennifer Pley, I believe the last name is.
Pley.
Pley?
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to this, by the way.
Yeah, welcome, Jennifer. Good to have you here. Yeah, in the spotlight, blinded by the light.
Thank you for having me. It's my first time at the Electric Mermaid, and is my first time at any spoken word. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you for sharing space with me. I had a chance encounter with Robbie late last week, and I can't tell you the words that he spoke when he spoke to me, but I can tell you, I can tell you when she spoke these words, it unlocked something inside of me and effectively transported me back in time. And there was a time in my life over a decade ago where I was going through kind of a disillusionment and a transformation and another spiraling of spiritual growth, so to speak, blowing out some of these rigid boxes that we can create. And because of our encounter, I put myself back in that time frame. And when I wrote these, they were intended for sharing, and I never shared them. And I've shared them in the tiniest doses, and I thought, what a perfect opportunity to honor a past version of myself with the version of myself as I am now. And Robbie, when you shared your story, the impression of living in your truth and being authentic and who you are. And isn't that just the core of it all? So it's kind of a mouthful. I'll try my best. Be here now. The true nature of our being comes without us seeing with our physical eyes. It's safe to surmise there's more to our existence. It only takes persistence and a willingness to release old habits and beliefs. Imagine your greatest desire. Feel it take you higher, above what you once were. Become something more pure. Don't get distracted, complications redacted. There's nothing to earn, we're only here to learn. Experience is treasure. It will help you measure and decide for yourself what to put back on the shelf. Rewriting our thinking, false ideas are shrinking. Your essence grows truer, manifesting the doer. Unchanging thought perpetuation restricts perception adaptation, establishing an habitual assessment program, defining your existence hologram. When you see with narrow eyes, the world will not surprise. Just because it always was doesn't mean you shouldn't pause to question your reflection. Thought provocation may just activate a shift to capacitate new pathways to open doorways. Evolution of mind can change and unwind obstacles of desolation, have a revelation, new nature to ensure. Resurge and observe, this time you deserve a scenario rewrite, a ravenous appetite, affecting determination without cessation. In your change, you will see what was once to be is no longer there. It's beyond compare. New eyes, surprise. Thank you. And this is a piece that really helped me shed a layer of indoctrination of my religious upbringing. The choice to be lower and unworthy, to make believe that only a higher authority can empower and strengthen, that someone needs to break in to fill you, to give you your place in creation, separates you from will. You need to be reminded still that you have already been given an overflowing fill. It's time to break the curse. It's always there instantly, no need to beg or coerce. When you take a second seat, you proclaim defeat. You give away your authority, your power, and will deplete. You are living divinity, already worthy and in vicinity of all that you could ever need, supernatural affinity. With love and grace, gratitude in place, put fear and hate behind you, a new life embrace. No guilt, no shame, forgive the same, and take no account of wrongdoing. Have a higher aim. When you are true to your spirit, you gain abundant merit. Nothing can get in the way. The kingdom you inherit. And for my last piece, it's just something that brings me joy. Suddenly, with expectation, overabundant exaltation overwhelms the body so onward, outward it will flow. Gravity will shift so fast, weightlessness comes at last, soaring through the particles, changing of the molecules. Choose your destination, teleportation. Thank you for sharing your space with me.
Awesome, thank you, Jen. That was fabulous. And I just love the way these themes emerge, and the Electric Mermaid happens all the time. You know, this courage to be yourself, right, and to discover ourselves, and it's coming through in so many of the readings tonight. It's wonderful. Thank you, Jen. I hope you come back and read some more.
Yes, please. I loved it. It was bang on. I love the way you can take away the id and bring in the goddess. from without and getting deprogrammed. We take a lifetime to shed the sins that others put on you, your parents, your church, society itself. Brilliant, brilliant. Well done.
All right, I think we're online again.
Yes, we're fortunate enough to have Joe Lunchbucket going to be speaking with us today online. It says here in Port Alberni.
Yeah, he is, and I think he's on Joyce's iPad, and Joyce just has to click on the video accept and unmute. And we have some. There we are. I see Joyce. Now we just need to see Bob, aka Joe Lunchbucket. There we are. There's the top of his head. Okay, tip that camera down.
Have you got that?
Tip the camera down. There we are. Yay. All right, Mr. Joe Lunchbucket. How are you, Bob?
Oh, here. Old and leaning.
All right. 85, right, Bob, and still cranking it out.
Wow, very little. And
you're amazing.
Not very good.
Good. What are you going to share with us tonight?
Okay, share some of the past. JFK threatened WW3 if Russia didn't remove their military from Cuban-U.S. border. Will U.S. media monopoly agree that Russia has the same right in demanding removal of NATO on the Russian-Ukraine border? To avert WW3, Earth's most dangerous species try to scare hell into believers, but do religious wars kill more than capitalist greed? Man tops the food chain, but started World War I and II. Is World War III is World War III not an if but a when? If ET threatens Earth, will our warring nations unify against them? Or will some ally with them, just like some native tribes did with Europeans? That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Bob. As always, you give us food for thought there, Bob. Will we be colonized? What does the future hold? Sometimes you have to wonder. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, and I hope you can stick around and enjoy the rest of the readings.
Thank you.
Okay, take good care, my friend.
All right. And we're going in-house again, and this time with Vicki Drybrough.
All right, Vicki's coming up to the podium.
Right on.
Thank you, Vicki. Big round of applause. Way down.
Okay, can you hear me? Anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you in house, and we got thumbs up out there too. Yeah, we're good.
Good, thank you. This piece is called Tapestry, and it's, well, probably not what you might think it's going to be. Anyway, Tapestry. I have always thought that our lives are a rich tapestry, an intricately woven pattern of our near and ancient past, made unique by what we ourselves add to it. It begins the day we are born and continues our whole life long. Everything we do, all our interactions, emotions, and desires, weave through our tapestry in complex rivers of color and texture, with the gold life thread running through it all. Sometimes when we discover love, the gold thread is wide as a river, and when love is lost, as thin as a spider's thread. Some modern-day experiences have abandoned depth and richness in favor of streamlined cost-effectiveness and efficiency,
all good things in themselves, but they don't add much to the tapestry. Consider the garbage truck. It pulls up quietly to my driveway. 2 robotic arms shoot out, grab the bin, sweep it upward to empty into the truck. Set it back down, and the truck drives away. There is 1 person in the truck. It is very efficient, and if you blink, you could miss it. Does it make me want to dance? No. Do I see a friendly face, a smile, a wave? No. Does it make me, in case I have forgotten to put my cans out, do I receive lots of warning that it's garbage day and the truck is coming up the street? Not a bit. I understand it's not the garbage collector's job to do those things, but it wasn't always like that. Back in the old days, we could hear the garbage truck rollicking up the hill from 4 blocks away, a yellow behemoth that seemed to fill the street and was constantly in motion, with 1 guy hanging off the side plus 1 driving, 2 wide windshields taking in the whole neighborhood at 1 glance, and riding high on the very front, above everything else, perched a big, fluffy, pink elephant. Rod Stewart, Bob Seger, the Rolling Stones, and many more blasted out from every orifice in all directions, as so loud that the sound of the engine was only a muffled comment as the truck made its way up the hill. At each stop, the men would step down, grab a can, remove the lid, swing it up, down again, and repeat until done. Then finally, step up and hold on as the truck rocked forward to the next group of cans. It was a parade all on its own, rolling closer and closer until it was right in front of our house. I would dance in the kitchen, never brave enough to do it outside. The men were good-natured and ready with a wave and a smile if you were in the yard. In the summer, their white teeth flashed in their leathery tanned faces, and in the January snow below their toques, friendly smiles shone from faces red with the cold. If we forgot to put our cans out, they would get them from the carport and dump them. Back then, each house was allowed 5 cans per week, and the truck was not allowed to return to the yard until the entire route was finished, whether it was 100 degrees in the summer or snowing a blizzard in the winter. At Christmas time, like many other people, we gave the guys a case of beer. Others presented them with a bottle or a card with money in it to show their appreciation. This strong human connection was not only part of the tapestry of my and many other people's lives, but of the tightly woven fabric that once held our community together. Thank you.
Wow, beautiful. Only a writer of Vicky's caliber could make me that nostalgic for garbage trucks.
in Australia, they used to come by and pick up the honey bins, which are on the outhouses, right? And these guys would be whistling away and 100-degree heat. Just fabulous. You'd be sitting there and all of a sudden the trap door goes open and there's a breeze. Fabulous. Okay, I think we're going out to Zoomland again to Kathleen Vance.
Hello, Kathleen. Good evening.
Hello, Kathleen.
Yeah. Oh, I'm here. Okay.
There you go.
You know, I saw you and David on different screens, and I thought, have they had a spat or something? But no, I understand you're in Vancouver. It's all good.
No, it's good. And I love the garbage truck. I love that. That's great. I loved everything this evening. It's all been great. Now, I've got these 3 kids on a narrow boat on the canal between Shropshire and Wales. And they just managed to get unstuck from the bank. So they're back in business. And but relief did not last long. Bridge straight ahead, Nico shouted. Great, I love bridges. You won't like this one, Parker, because we're headed straight towards it, and it's not tall enough for us to go under it. Uh-oh, said Parker. Maddie, slam on the brakes before we hit the bridge, Nico shouted. Narrow boats don't have brakes. You should know that, Einstein. I could put it in neutral and then reverse, but we'd probably end up crosswise in the canal and with each end stuck in a bank. I'm going to slow way down and get near enough to the bank that you and Parker can get off and run up the towpath and figure out how to get this bridge out of the way. We're still a long ways away, and I'll go as slowly as I can. And don't forget the windlass. Maddie pointed to the L-shaped bar with a square socket at one end. You might need it. And step off the boat. Don't jump. Nico and Parker grabbed the windlass and got off the boat before Maddie came up with any more things for them to do or not to do. They had to cross the bridge because they could see that the big frame the footbridge was hanging from was on the other side from their towpath. Parker looked hard at the frame with its big chains attached to the bridge, while Nico frantically searched through his phone. They were running out of time. Suddenly they both jumped. Someone was behind them, but a ways off, it was a scrawny, muddy kid in bare feet and overalls with holes in them. And didn't smell so good. I mean, not that bad, but a lot like dead leaves and dirt. And he was staring right at them. And he wasn't that far away. What do you want? Parker asked in his nothing can scare me voice. But the kid didn't answer. He just grabbed the windlass they'd left on the ground and holding it up as though he were going to brain them with it, took one quick look out at the canal and their boat and started running at them. Parker and Nico froze, and before they could even duck to protect themselves, the kid fitted the socket into a white cylinder and started turning the windlass. With each turn, the big bridge lifted a little. Wow, that's one strong kid, Parker said. It's physics. Newton's laws. The bridge is perfectly balanced by a counterweight, so just a bit of force can move it. Now you tell me. Our boat could have been crushed by the time you figured it all out. Timing is important, Einstein. As all three kids watched Maddie motor the boat under the safely lifted bridge, two of them suddenly remembered their manners and thanked the third. The strange kid just shrugged and turned the windlass the other way to lower the bridge so Parker and Nico could get back to the towpath and their boat. Where are you all heading? Was all the strange kid asked. But when they told him, he gave a shudder and pointed his bony hand in the direction they were heading, toward a sky that had darkened with storm clouds. Gusts of wind picked up the debris of the canal side and whirled it around them. Parker and Nico both felt a chill from their sneakered feet all the way up their backs and wished they had worn jackets and jeans rather than t-shirts and shorts. Beware the ladies of Llangollen, the kid said, in a voice that to Parker and Nico sounded rather spooky. What ladies? What are you talking about? You'll know them. They're all dressed in black and be wearing tall beaver hats. Watch out for them. They're nothing but trouble to all good, hard-working folk. You be careful of them. They'll be the death of all of us, my father says. And with that, the strange kid disappeared just as suddenly as he had shown up. Parker and Nico were so happy to be back on the boat that they hardly noticed that Maddie was steering them into darkness, and then an enormous sideways bump, and then a thud on the other side, and another. They were bouncing their way along the wall of a tunnel, and Parker and Nico had barely recovered from the ordeal at the bridge. Luckily, they were soon back in daylight, and Nico was back to his researching. Next time we go through a tunnel, Parker and I can lie on our backs on the roof of the boat and use our feet to pedal us through the tunnel. That way we won't hit the sides. It's called legging it. No, you won't. Legging it was a good way for canal workers to lose their lives or their limbs. You shouldn't even touch the side of the tunnel when you're going through it. It's not just Nico who knows physics. I know force equals mass times acceleration, and our boat weighs 15 to 20 tons. So while it may be traveling slowly, well, you can do the maths. But I got an idea. Why don't we have a contest? See who can get through a tunnel with the boat hitting the sides the least number of times. We can each take a turn steering through a tunnel and later compare our scores. And so they did. They thought the worst of their journey was over, but that was before the boat took off and went flying 40 meters in the air over a river valley. But you'll have to wait and hear about that later.
I want to meet these ladies with the beaver hats. That's what I'm.
Oh, yeah, they're famous.
All right. Thank you, Kathleen. Imaginative as always. A delight. Thank you. Thank you.
And once again, we're off to Zoom land. And this time it's with Elma.
No, Atma.
Atma.
Yeah.
Oh, my eyesight isn't what it used to be. I must have.
Yeah, that's okay. No worries. I'm going to share some poetry, but I first have some announcements. I've read several stories here that I like. The first one, the second one, returning home, was the one with the prisoner in the garden, and I know I left everyone at the cliffhanger. So I posted the line here, and you can read the whole story and see how it ends. And then the one on top, opposite house, is the one I read last time with the Jewish child, Sarah, who came in with the soldier. The whole story is longer, and it's more about, it's actually quite autobiographically, that one. It's about my experience of going to architecture school in the 70s with where most of the other students were male and didn't like women succeeding or being successful, and the resilience of surviving that. And then the last one is not unfortunately, I don't have any online version. I don't know if you remember the mermaid story I read a few months ago, when two kids who came across a mermaid, like a water spirit. So the whole story is now published in the new quarterly, in the newest issue. So maybe you can pick it up at the library if you want to read it. It's a really long story, like 5,000 words. Okay, that's so much for announcements. I'm going to read 3 poems. The first one is also a season poem. It's about, it's called First Snow. So it's about this moment in winter where we go through this transition into the winter. First snow. The river mouth chokes, lapping up snow. Cold kills dankness, stills the swirling weeds. Resisting winter's grip, the river mouth roars. Frost bites it down, covers it with silence. The river mouth gags. Deep down trout, finding slow water, fold in their fins. And then the next two are slightly different. Maybe I should give a bit of an intro to them. I had a lot of traumatic experiences when I was young, and then in my early 20s, I decided I was gonna be a happy person. And overall, that's worked out great. But once in a while, I do have something triggers me, and I do have PTSD. Sometimes it's at 4 in the morning, so and I feel all fragmented. So the first one is about that, about waking up in the middle of the night and feeling like you've fallen apart. And it's called At Night, My Body is a Flock of Sheep. Some missing a tail, some an ear, some even have forgotten how to speak. The worst bleat in high-pitched voices, my bed a hull for their complaints. On the bedside table, my heart, all alone, trembles till first light. What if we are no longer meant for this? Sometimes I lie awake, watching the sheep swim towards dawn, hooves paddling, wool heavy, heads held high. And the other one is called something. Sometimes it's like standing behind bulletproof glass, and it's trying to talk about this feeling of being disconnected from reality and being like outside of it. But at the same time, I hope the poem is also moving towards the experience of resilience and trying to be alive. Sometimes it's like standing behind bulletproof glass. Meanwhile, in your garden, sun is sliding off the green velvety leaves of the kiwi bush. The vines grasping at each other, at the twigs of the apple tree, at the air, new tendrils wavering, seeking, involuntarily, the way a baby turtle will crawl to the surf, the way a hand flies to a mouth, the way a hummingbird is fluttering its iridescent wings 80 times per second to dip its hard beak into the white throat of your kiwi blossoms. Grotesque, this urge to live. But the animal inside is ravenous. Hear its friction against the glass, like the noise of ice floes rubbing and breaking, and beneath it, the body, alive in the salty dark. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Beautiful poems, beautiful, beautiful poems as always, and so evocative. And I think each one of them could be mulled over and savored many times, and finding something new each time. That's the depth of your writing. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, David Kipling, I believe.
That's
right?
correct. It's David Kipling. Any relation to Rudyard by any chance? Are you related to Rudyard Kipling?
You're muted there, David.
I don't like to answer that question. I never got any money. A multi-millionaire from his writing by the time he was 30. I never got a cent. Okay, here we go. I pinched the lucky medallion and felt the fine lines cut into the boxwood and slipped it back into my breast pocket. Chris made it for me, going on a long trip. Idiot, but a kind idiot. Mercedes taxi surprised me. A Mercedes for a local cab, not in PG, my friend. The yellow roof sign approached, and I mentally rehearsed my little German. Wo halt's? Asked the taxi driver through a cropped beard and a joyous grin. Maybe I'd mispronounced it on the phone. And there are several Buchholzes around Germany, as I found out when I was Googling for trains last year, back in Prince George Public Library. Ja, I ventured. Buchholz, der Bahnhof bitte. Nur 10 Kilometer, na? That was about it for my German vocabulary, but the na was an extra so that he didn't take me by the longest route. Happy guy, I couldn't think why. His plastic ID card, hanging from the mirror next to the wooden worry beads, said Yusuf Ekmeci. And people always tell me that Turks can have a lousy deal in Germany. The macrame doily on top of the dashboard and the blue glass evil eye pendant suggested an older generation of Turks, but Yusuf looked in his 20s. My scuffed boots still carried some sand from the heath where I'd been hiking for a week, tramping through heather and lichen and juniper. Moors and heaths are what I like best. Not for me the stifling forest, enough of those around Prince George. I keep my hiking boots on for trains and planes as well. They take up so much space in my bag, and to be honest, boots and heavy wool calf-length socks feel safer in crowds and public spaces. I climbed in and patted around to check my purse and camera and 2 glasses cases, while Yusuf swung my pack and suitcase into the trunk. Yusuf looked at the 2 telescoped hiking poles strapped to my backpack, then scanned up and down the street. 2 sticks, but no friend? No partner? He grinned. I tightened the seat belt and said, my partner is at home. I've been staying with friends here in the village and doing some hiking across the heath. The North Haida. I was proud of my pronunciation, and I was wrong. He pretended to look suspicious. I think you are American. You look American. Canadian nowadays, I said. The taxi's radio was playing Bhangra songs, but Yusuf roared with laughter when I boldly said I liked Bhangra, that it was popular where I lived. He looked over his backrest with an expression of mock horror. This is not Bhangra music, Turkish pop, not Punjab. Listen. And he turned up the volume even more. I listened harder this time. That strange popping sound of the tabla was missing. Yusuf grinned and started again. The singer is me, Yusuf. I am Yusuf, see? He flipped the plastic card. Singer on the radio, Yusuf. Yusuf Gurni, Turkish, but lives in London. Makes all kinds of money in London. Clubs, CDs, concerts. He is Yusuf, I am Yusuf. Both Turkish, okay? He drove with one hand on the wheel, conducting the beat of the radio with his left hand and chanting the bass beat. I laughed and asked him if he made all kinds of money here in Germany. He braked, looked left, then squealed the Mercedes tires onto the highway and accelerated towards Buchholz. So, soon perhaps. I'm not a taxi driver always, okay? I'm an electrical engineer, me with my cousin in Harburg. This is my uncle's taxi. He is ill in hospital. I have license, used to be taxi man, but I work this week for him. But electrician is good money in Germany, electrical engineering even better. My cousin, me, we have a small company, partners, right? And next month, perhaps, big contract with Hansen Shipping. He paused and glared into his wing mirror. A nasal hee-haw grew louder and blue lights flashed as a police van passed at full speed. Ignoring us, rocking our car in its wake, and Yusuf slowed down. Only trouble this year, Turkish people in Germany must decide whether they are Turkish or German. New law. My cousin is 23 years old. Older than 23 at 24 is too late. Stay Turkish for life. Before 23, quick, choose German, get German passport, or stay Turkish citizen forever. I'm 30, I'm Turkish, cannot change, too late. But my cousin, he must decide. Germany, too many rules, very official, you agree? I kept my mouth shut. I caught his eyes in the mirror. He and I both knew which of our faces fit the best and whose accent opened most doors. Your English is good, I told him, and immediately loathed my comment. He waved the complaint away with an elegant hand and an expensive wristwatch. My engineering degree is from Yeditepe University in Istanbul. Courses are in English there. Power generation, high voltage, all in English. But a lot of my family is in Germany, so I didn't try for America or Britain. Not yet, anyway. Family first, I think. Entering the outskirts of Buchholz, we passed a sign for Adolfstrasse, and I winced. Yusuf was watching me with one eye on the mirror. Tourist visitors, they always spot that sign. Just a name, Adolf. Not common in Canada? I shook my head. No, not so common. I thought of my father-in-law's clan and Der Rheingold Club on 3rd Avenue in Prince George. More in Alberta, Saskatchewan, I offered. At the Bahnhof, Yusuf handed me my bags and took my money, looked at my luggage tags, and pointed at the station building. For Hamburg, yes, I nodded. Look at the train sign. You want Hamburg. If the train say Bremen, no, wrong platform, wrong direction. Some guys they go wrong way 1 hour, come back 1 hour, miss their flight. Yusuf touched my Lufthansa tags. Hamburg you want, not Hamburg, Harburg. That station comes first. Stay on train until Hamburg Bahnhof. Harburg is crap. You don't want Harburg. I reminded him that his taxi license said Harburg, and he laughed. Crappy means station area is all flyovers, traffic island, nowhere to go if you get out by mistake. Harburg town is okay. Next time you come, Emcee Electrical sell you a big generator. Hydroelectric, okay? Canada, hydroelectric. Emcee soon hydroelectric. Wind turbine, solar electric too. You have a solar house in Canada? He didn't want to know about our rented 2-room walk-up across from the railroad. I liked Yusuf. Before I'd gone into the ticket hall, he was already charming an elderly couple, loaded with Toys R Us shopping bags, and I could see them responding. My only job now was to double-check which platform, watch the yellow and blue metronome trains, and make sure the one I got on said Hamburg in the front window. Then, Lufthansa Flight 493, I'd take my Gravol and a glass of wine and sleep the whole boring way. A bit of heather snagged under my ham, was scratching my knee. I tugged it out and saved it in my purse, where I already had a twist of paper with sand and lichen from the Nordheide moors, something for my apartment windowsill back in Prince George. I straightened the kilt pleats and thought maybe I'd switch to Jim Jam bottoms for the flight before I reached the gate. I reached into my breast pocket. The boxwood medallion felt warm and good. Yeah, here we go, on the road again, this time back to Chris and home. End of story.
What a character that was. That was Joseph. I think I've met him. I don't somewhere in my travels. Thank you, David.
I like taxi drivers.
Yeah.
I like a precarious, cautious relationship. You sit 30 inches away and you have to share the car and they're going to take your money. And somehow, there's a lot to say given that situation.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you so much, David.
We've had some wonderful writers here tonight, Derek.
For sure.
And the cherry on the cake tonight is Derek is going to do some of his wonderful writing, which I always enjoy it, by the way. Excellent writer.
Thank you, Robbie. I'll jump up to the podium.
There we go.
Okay. So I'm going to extend the theme a little bit, I think, about finding yourself anyway. We're back in Floyd and Mary territory, so I'm doing a series of Newfoundland short stories, and the last one that I read was Floyd was just checked in for his prostatectomy, or as he would say, his prostrateectomy. And Mary had some experiences. So I'm writing from Mary's point of view. And we're just going to give Char a minute to get the camera switched over there. I'll get my glasses on so I can see what I'm reading. Yeah, no worries. There we go. It's coming. There we are. Thank you, Char. Okay. I don't know how you manage the two worlds anyway, Char. It's more than I could do. Okay, so this one's called the Snorer Next Door, and it begins with a quote from Ramana Maharshi, a great saint from India. He said, "Silence is the most potent form of work." Floyd opens his eyes soon as I comes into the hospital room like he's been listening for me. Poor dear. First night he spent away since we got married 50-some years ago, sure. He looks some tired, but he smiles when he sees me. I can't help but glance at the boy in the bed next to him on my way by. Floyd can't seize him on account of the curtain between them, but I'm sure he can hear the logs he's sawing, sure. Sounds like a cross between a chainsaw and a leaf blower. I'm surprised the curtains aren't flapping in the breeze of the breath, sure. And his skin, yellow as a ripe banana. Liver cancer, Floyd tells me with a tip of his head towards his neighbor.
I heard him talking with the hospice worker what paid him a visit this morning. No wonder he were moaning and groaning all night. Some tough go for him, sure, I says, as I sits down on the chair beside his bed. Makes me feel as lucky, what, says Floyd, though I can't wait to get this catheter out. He flips his gown up then and shows me way more than I's ready to seize. I tries not to wrinkle up me face too bad, but I can't help what I's feeling. Did they say how long you got to have it in? A week to 10 days tops, says Floyd. Me neighbour's sure making up for the sleep he didn't get last night, eh? I think that hospice guy calmed him down some. What were we saying then, I asks, lowering my voice in case I wakes the snorer next door. I pulls my chair closer and Floyd turns his head closer to me ears. He were talking about some bye named something like Ramona Maharishi. Ramona? That's a girl's name, what, I says. I might has it wrong, sure. That bye was from India, I think. The hospice bye, I says? No, Ramona, says Floyd. Apparently he were some kind of saint what figured out the secret of life. Of course, I'm picturing some skinny old bye with a white beard sitting on the tops of some mountain. Never had kids, sure. He wouldn't have had time to figure out the meaning of life. Floyd rubs the palm of his hand over his bristly chin like he's thinking way too hard. You needs a shave, I says, and reaches for his razor in the night table. It's a filla shave Gladys gave him last Christmas when she come home from Fort McMurray. He took to that razor like a new best friend. I passes it to him, but he don't stop talking long enough to switch it on. Ramon says all you need to do is keep asking, who am I? And anyone can knows what he knows. He says who we thinks we is nothing but a bunch of stories we makes up as we goes along. Sounds like a big story to me, I says, hoping to heaven he'll drop it before he gets all sooky on me. Look at that fog in the harbor, I says. But he don't even glance out's the window to seize it. Probably he's been staring at it all morning. He says, when we dies, the only thing what dies is our stories, sure. That who we are is, it goes on same as ever. So once an arse, always an arse, I says. I can't help myself, sure. We Newfoundlanders can always find a reason to laugh. It got us through a lot. Floyd smiles, but he don't looks ready to stop. The snorer next door do, though, and for a few moments it's quiet and still as our house sometimes in the middles of the night. Then the snoring starts back up again, sure, and so do Floyd. It got me thinking, Duck. When I's gone, that's all I'll be, sure. A few stories in people's heads. Maybe they'll tell them to someone else now and then, and for a few seconds they'll be thinking of me, and then they'll goes back to whining about the fog or the Prime Minister. I reaches for his free hand then, saying, oh, my dear, you'll be in me mind more than ever then. And the kids will be still thinking of you for decades, sure, and who knows, maybe they'll grows up and gives us some grandbabies one of these days. Don't be holding your breath, Duck. These days they waits till they're pushing 40. Anyways, it don't change the fact that my story here has a best before's date like everyone's else. And if what this Ramona Maharishi fellow says is true, I've been walking around my whole life believing I's something I ain't. Go on with you now, I says. I know who's you is, just like you knows who you is, sure. I's had about enough of Floyd's foolishness by then, but I's can tell by the look of him he's not done. I thought I knows too, Duck, but now's I'm not so sure, especially after what's happened during the operation. What are you on about now? You was out the whole time, dear. Not the whole time, sure. It were the funniest thing. I remembered counting backwards, like they tells me to do, and the next thing I know is I'm up by the ceiling, sure, looking down at some bye with his belly cut open like a codfish on the cleaning table. I can hear as the machines beeping and the nurses is running around. They were some frantic. And I can't understand it because everything's perfect and peaceful in my world. Even when I realizes whose belly's hanging open down there, I'm calm as a satellite floating in space. They must be some good drugs they give you, dear. You looked higher than a satellite before as they come to took you to the OR. I don't think it were the drugs, sure. Felt more real than you and me here right now. Anyways, next thing I knows, I'm waking up in the recovery room and I starts thinking, maybe that Maharishi bhai was right. Maybe I's been asleep me whole life, snoring like that behind this curtain. He goes right quiet then and starts looking out the window. The fog was lifting off the harbour and the water were flat as piss in a saucer. We sat there for a good while, even after the boy next door quit snoring. Thank you. I don't know how many more stories Floyd and Mary have. He's going to die soon, but good I got Mary as the point of view. I can keep it going. Anyway, that was an amazing evening, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. As always, the great eclectic variety, and our highlight, of course, Robbie Wenn with the feature there, and really appreciate your sharing so much of yourself and your heart with us, my dear. That was lovely.
Thank you very much.
And, of course, a big thank you to Char for keeping the whole thing together.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Char.
And I should say another thank you to Robbie for doing double duty, being Carl as well as the feature reader tonight and moderating for us. I really appreciate that. Carl will be back for the December one, but we'll keep you in the wings if Carl ever gets called by the Bulldogs again. So, yeah, you never know. Thank you to Sheila in the back there for attending us at the bar. Much appreciated. Thank you.
And thank you for the newcomers that have come to watch our artists perform, and for the new people that actually dared to get up in front of the microphone. Bravo.
Yeah, applaud their courage. Yes. And the beautiful stuff they shared from their hearts. That was great. And thank you to everyone out there in Zoom land for tuning in again and being with us and hanging in till the end of the evening.
Yeah.
Yay!
And a big thank you to Derek for being the host this evening and also being the cherry on the cake.
Yeah. My pleasure as always. And just a reminder, next month is our members' night, so we don't have a feature reader, and we kind of let our hair down and we read a little longer. Beyond 5 minutes, we don't really ding the bell anymore. So if you have that 6 or 7 minute piece or 8 minute piece that you've been holding on to, that might be the time to bring it out. And we'll probably hang around and have some snacks and chat afterwards. So that's, as far as I know, Wednesday, December the 17th, correct? That's it. I got it. Good. All right. So we'll be earlier than normal in that month so that everybody's free for the holiday after that. So look forward to seeing you all then. In the meantime, please stay inspired. Keep writing or reading or listening or doing whatever you do best. And stay safe, and we hope to see you in December. Good night, all.
Bye. Bye, Lesli. Get some rest. Bye, David.
It was an inspired night tonight. I quite enjoyed it.
Oh, how do I leave? Oh, leave. There's a little leave.
Yeah, that's nice when we can have the kind of back and forth when